Okay, so I'm thinking like here for the pedal. We'll hit the frame before we hit the tie rod, and there's no risk to steering into the pedals or steering into your foot. Okay, we're advancing. We got one. Yes. Yes. That. Affixes to this. Attaches here. With the idea. Oh yeah. Cool. I don't know if the brake and the gas pedal are supposed to be different because the springs are different, maybe. And then the throttle stops. They go here and there. That feels good. And then I guess I'll put my stops in. One, I know where it's got to go because the spring dictates it. The other, maybe an equal distance behind it. So there's one that's going to go right here. And then the other, which doesn't need to be as pronounced. Maybe I'll determine that after I see what kind of throttle travel I need. Well, I'm going to tack this in. Let's see where my other stop may want to be. The brake pedal next. So first I'm going to install the brake rod just to see what kind of throw I'm going to need before I install the stop, just because I have no idea. Again, this is rudimentary just while I get myself spatially sorted out here. Was it like this? So spring. guess you don't really have a choice on where to put the stop because the spring kind of dictates it. And we're grinding. And we're back. So I got this. Just cut the head off an old bolt, which will be our stop / return spring keeper. The ambience of a summer day. So 2 functioning pedals. I'm thinking brake rod. So the question is, do we just want, that won't work. So we got lots of rod here to play with. Do we want it to bend down? Or do we just want a straight shot? You know those crappy wrenches you get from IKEA? And weld a washer onto one of those ends, and that'll give me a good purchase against this end. And that should be a low enough profile that it won't interfere with the drum itself. So I think that's how we're going to proceed. See, I want adjustment too. So that's a cylinder bolt from a Yamaha, I think 100 DT type cylinder head bolt. So if I welded that wrench thing on here, there's my adjustment, and I'll have like 1.5 inches of adjustment, which is more than I'll ever need. I lost a ton of my audio in the last couple clips there. Anyway, this is where we're at. Got a piece of blank metal there with a hole drilled. I'm gonna weld that on. It'll act as the pull for here. On the other end, I ended up with this. It's adjustable, it's threaded on, and that's what pulls the brake band back there after it's all cleviced up. So I'm gonna weld this on, and then we'll see what's next. Probably throttle cables or something. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes right now. But yeah, I gotta do that quickly because my family has plans. As good a spot as any, I guess, eh? Okay, I'm gonna be right now. It's gonna be like 2 more minutes, and then I'm probably gonna help. It's always in between in the margins of life, eh? I gotta say, I am getting better at this just from, I think the best way to get good at things is just to do it. And I can tell that I'm just getting more confident. My confidence will probably just be shattered after I post this, and everyone starts criticizing. But that's okay. So this is going like that. Uh-oh, did I not think ahead? Oh no. Well, that should be there. I want to say it will. Yes, of course it will. Had a moment where I thought maybe I didn't have enough room to fit through that eyelet I made. So this is all just slop fitted together. And the other side.
We'll say it is. That's it for now.
So we should be in braking supremacy now. Those vice grips, they're just acting as a throttle or a stop for the return spring. I like it. And we have some adjustment room, so let's adjust. You see the tire? Oh, mama. That's put together all crappily too. Got it all tight. It should be all right. I think we got some good brakes here. That is awesome. So I'm gonna take that off. So yeah, I think we'll sort that steering wheel bolt next. Then we'll move to the throttle cables. Before I forget, I'm just gonna weld that in. So I got it all lined up to where it's supposed to be concerning the orientation of the wheel. That's better. Okay. So I got it all together, and everything seems to operate how it should. But I am having some engine issues. I think it's either carburation or valves. So we are going to look at the valves, dip the carburetor, and if not, we'll use the replacement one to see if that helps any. I'd like to keep this one just because I like the whole original feel to it, but I'm gonna start taking this apart once again and see what we can do. It has trouble. It idles great, but once you push the gas down, it doesn't really want to rev up at all. Even though it's governed severely, I'd still like it to idle at a higher, or not idle, I'd still like it to move more consistently than what it is. And once I get that done, I'll either show you the valves if they need to be adjusted, or its first real test run, because I wouldn't count what I just did as a test run because it wouldn't really want to move. But everything seems to want to turn and work how we intended. So still excited. It's going to get painted soon, and excited for that. So I confirmed the engine runs well. It was the points that needed cleaning. I guess I didn't clean them good enough when I was in there. Also ordered a real throttle cable. I thought they'd be more expensive than this was. This was like $15 off Amazon. So, and it's purpose built, so it'll be better than this rod connected to a $40 brake cable. So that's justifiable to me. So we're gonna put that throttle cable on, but first we'll have to make some kind of a mount for this to attach to. I'll probably put it off of here, and then it'll lead up to the pedal there. So let's get onto that, and then I'll have to trim the cable once I figure out how long it's going to be. Now we're faced with making something for this. I'm just going to put a bolt through there just to mock it up. Guess I want it to the inside. If I don't like how that sits, I'll just grind the bolt bit down, and I'm adding steering stops. So this then it'll be like zip tied there. So probably pointing like that. that'll be good. That's what we've come up with. And I think if we put it right there, it will be marvelous. So let's put it right there. Okay, I'll be right with you.
This kind of cardboard, that wide one.
Well, it's not going anywhere, I'd venture to say. I find it hard to weld on an acute angle. If it's like a right angle or obtuse, I find it's easy-ish. But if it's an acute angle, I find it trickier. I'm sure it's still solid on the inside there, but it just doesn't look as, not that my welds are pretty, but it doesn't look as good as the others. But that's not going anywhere. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the back where we're gonna have to trim this cable. And we'll go from there. Just for now, I'm gonna zip tie here and here. I'll probably tap con these guys in later. But zip ties for now until I get it all painted. This one, okay, it is pretty big, isn't it? Alright, I just had an arts and craft project I had to attend to. That can raise you up. So if I pinch it here and cut it there, that should give me what I need. In terms of affixing it, I guess I can just use like a pinch bolt or something. Maybe get some crimps. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just pinch these down first. So we pull out the cable, find where we're cutting. I want to leave a bit of room for air because we don't make them. Now we got to ream out this bit here. I guess I can just grind it back and it'll give me something. That's what I'll do. We got that hole there. If you use cutters, you got to ream it out. If you use grinders or a saw, you can just make sure it'll still accept the cable. Of course you can, Lucy.
It's already looking great. See? See?
It is looking great, Lucy. I think it's fantastic. That's really nice, Lucy. Okay, I'm gonna leave a bit of overhang with this. Something that won't interfere. There. Try. That's an adjustment, right? it just here or down there? I don't know. Now we can adjust back here. Cable is a bit long, but it'll work for now. Kill switch controls in there. Figure out what I want to put them. This is so cool. I'm gonna put a kill. I'm gonna wire up the kill, and then I'll take it for a little rip. Maybe remount my the pedal holes that I couldn't get right before because I didn't have the right bit for it. Anyway, we're moving forward. Very cool. My daughter came in just as I was about to start laying some beads, so I had to cut that. So we'll actually lay beads for real now. Let's see if I welded my vice grips to it or not. Oh, glory days. Okay, I have 2 more welds to make, and that's the steering stops. And it works. Okay, here's the best I could come up with. I take this piece of angle iron, weld it here, and that'll act as a steering stop and simultaneously make it so you can't pull out the steering wheel. So we're just gonna roll with that. It's not the most elegant solution, but it's a solution. So I'm gonna tack it, see if it works. Then probably grind and tack and grind and tack and grind and tack again. We'll come up with something that works. Okay, we have a frame. I'm gonna take it for a little rip and see how it all plays out. There it is, the Gilded Lady. She lives. Need to adjust the steering because I'm horribly it doesn't have the steering that it needs. I gotta grind those bits down, which I'm happy to do. That's pretty neat though. So I'm gonna grind them down, make sure the steering's good, then I'm gonna tear this frame down